Hello, welcome back to my channel, and finally we are finishing off the complete history of Thomas the Tank Engine. In 2009, the show transitioned into CGI animation by Nitrogen Studios, as the complicated model work became too expensive. The engines can blink their eyes, move their mouths, and talk in their own voices. In UK dub, Thomas was voiced by Ben Small, and in US dub, Thomas was voiced by Martin Sherman from 2009 to 2015. From 2015 to 2021, Thomas was voiced by John Hassler in UK dub and Joseph May in US dub. Ben Small and John Hassler voiced Thomas with a high-pitched childlike voice. Martin Sherman and Joseph May voiced Thomas with an energetic teenage voice. And the era begins with this special, Hero of the Rails, and Thomas was at his best. In this special, Thomas meets an abandoned engine named Hero and made him master of the railway again. After the special, season 13 to 16 are terrible because of its lazy writing, predictable stories, and unrealistic messages. The fans called it the Sharon Miller era because of the head writer named Sharon Miller, and Thomas was a complete airhead by causing stupid mistakes. After season 16, the special Blue Mountain Mystery is when Thomas helps a new engine named Luke prove his innocence. This special saved everything. It brought back the distant personalities, added more logical and emotional weight to the story, and Thomas was likable. All by the script editor who later becomes the new head writer after the special. After the special, the new head writer Andrew Brenner made some changes along with a new writing team. Thomas finally has his personality that we all remembered. The dialogue became much more clever, and all the other engines have their own episodes and more attention. The best Thomas focused episodes in season 17 to 21 are Thomas's Shortcut. It brought back the race of Thomas and Bertie, Not So Slow Coaches, when Annie and Clarabelle accidentally got coupled up to the streamliner named Caitlin, and Thomas chases them around the island, and Thomas the Quarry Engine. He gets sent to the quarry, and his eagerness caused a massive runaway. The special, The Adventure Begins, celebrates the 70th anniversary of the franchise. The special reprises the books of the Railway series and the first episodes of season 1, and it shows Thomas in his original paintwork and his friendship with Edward. Also in the special, it shows Thomas in his first time on Sodor, but the original implied that he was on Sodor for some time, and it's revealed that there was a previous number 1 engine, a coffee pot named Glenn, who Thomas replaces. And finally, Thomas was friendly and curious in the special, instead of being cocky and cheeky like the original. But the other good Thomas-centered episodes in seasons 17 to 21 are Thomas and the Emergency Cable, a great look at his learning of empathy. Helping Hero, he takes immediate heartfelt responsibility for his mistakes, and Thomas the Babysitter has his softer, more responsible side. "2018 was the worst time of the franchise. because Andrew Brenner left, Matt Holvey made the show and began season 22 to 24, or known as the Big World Big Adventures era, and it's a complete disaster. This era removed Edward and Henry. They made the engines move and bounce their bodies. They included those horrible dream or fantasy segments, and the characters travelled to all different countries, and finally Thomas became the narrator in this era, and it's very annoying. And this era led to the end of the show. This episode is the series finale of the show and honours the 75th anniversary of the franchise, and the story is decent. In this episode, Thomas travels with Sir Topham Hatt all the way to London to achieve an award, while they're dodging many obstacles. But instead of the whole cast of the show, this final episode is focused on Thomas and Sir Topham Hatt, just for this arc that Thomas is trying to prove to Topham that he's a really useful engine, and did it again one last time in the finale of the show. For Thomas in the CGI era, he was great at the start from Hero of the Rails, and he fell from grace in the Sharon Miller era. Then he restored his original traits while keeping his maturity in the Andrew Brenner era, and he failed his portrayal again in the Big World Big Adventures era, but it does have a decent ending. His personality went through significant changes. Well, Thomas lost his charm in the other two eras. The Brenner era made Thomas that we all know and love. Well done to the CGI era. Now time for the outro. And there it is. The whole history of the franchise's legendary character. The very series started it all, and the TV show made iconic moments that we all love. Well, there are some failed aspects. Thomas and Friends is my favourite show. I grew up watching it, no matter how old we are, and Thomas is my childhood idol, and he remains a cultural icon since the 40s, and he embodies childhood development. Thank you so much for watching. Well done to Thomas, and happy 80th anniversary to this franchise. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you soon. Goodbye.